Good afternoon, hello, welcome to the TriathlonDan YouTube channel. Welcome to my first time trial of 2022. Slightly nervous as I'm saying that. So I thought I'd tell you what the event is, why I'm doing it, the equipment I'm using, and a bit about the course. So the event is run by Matlock Cycling Club. It's one of my local cycling clubs. I'm a second claim member there. They put on a good club summer time trial league. I know it's only February, but the time trials have started. There was one last week, in fact. But they utilise different areas of the Peak District. It's not just flat TT. So today is 25 miles, and it's fairly hilly. It's about 2,000 feet of climbing. So not really my cup of tea, but it means I can ride out there. It's about an hour or so. Do the TT, which will be an hour and a bit, and then ride home, and I'll get a 3.5 hour ride in with a good workout, whilst also going through some race drills. So, you know, just nervously pinning numbers on, going for your last toilet stop, all those sorts of stuff. It's really good to get those ticked off. So if there's any local events to you, get them done, and it's only a £5. Now, because I'm not taking it entirely seriously, I'm riding my road bike, but I think actually that is pretty okay. So I'll talk you through what I'm using. This is my Canyon Endure CFSL, whatever it is. It's basically my everyday bike. It's my climbing bike, really. Spec-wise, it's got Liz's rear wheel on still, so I've got 11-foot 34 cassette with a 52-36 chain set. I've got my clip-on aero bars on here, which I use pretty much all year round now. Gives me the opportunity to train in TT position without using the TT bike. You will notice I've got a bit of a strange setup going off here. That's my Garmin Epix 2 watch, and that's a GoPro. I'm testing out the stamina function. So stamina is a new feature that Garmin have rolled out. I haven't actually used it, so what I'm going to do is have those numbers in sight. I'm not going to go into what stamina is today. I'm going to do a separate video about it. Have the numbers in sight whilst I'm riding, see if I can use them to pace a time trial, but then also have that footage. Hopefully it works. I've tested it and it looks sort of okay, so I can use the, you know, the live, what the stamina shows when I'm looking back on it later on tonight. And then of course I've had to then DIY a mount for my Wahoo bike computer, so I can actually see where I'm going, what power I'm doing, etc. So that is the plan. Now, I've said that I'm not taking it seriously, but I don't want you to think that I'm not going flat out. I'm not taking it seriously as in this isn't an event I've focused on. I went on the club chain gang last night, like I'm not fresh, and I'm not wearing all the fancy TT kit, but I'm going to be giving this absolutely everything. It's only a race prep if you actually treat it like a race in terms of effort. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Full steam in my bottle, so carb mix. I've got a banana with me I'm going to have in a minute, a couple of gels and stuff. So I don't think I'll feel during the race. I think I'll just have a gel before I start or something. But yeah, definitely giving it full beans. Adam Kenway, will say hi to him later on, but he's 7 minutes behind me on the start sheet, and I think he'll probably catch me, but I'm going to give it everything to try and not let him catch me. So I'll see you there. Alright, so I'm all signed on and everything. I'm off at 2:03. This gentleman's off at 2:10. 7 minutes, Kenway, what do you reckon?
Yeah, no chance. I think flying Dan.
No, I think you absolutely got it. So, Adam, I've never ridden this course before. What is it like? How are you going to get around it fast?
Go straight at the start.
Okay. No, that's not a race technique.
Yeah.
There we go hard.
Because the flat at the start can like lure you in. You can go hard at the start, and then you hit the climb, and then if you've got no legs in the climb, you can suffer a little bit.
Yeah.
And you're climbing for a good 10-15 minutes on and off.
Like, if it's 10 minutes for you, it's 15 minutes for me. Yeah.
And then basically, I think the key of this course is just keep your speed.
Yeah.
Like over the bumps, once you get onto the tops, just kind of keep your momentum.
So we go up, then we come down via Jelly, if anyone knows the climb. Come down about half of it, don't we?
Yes.
But it's a headwind today, but it is gradually downhill. But even with no wind, you're still pedalling, aren't you?
Yeah, you're pedaling, and it's a hard pedal, really.
Yeah.
And even there, you're going up with it as well.
Yeah.
So it's just keeping your speed over the top of the rollers.
Does that make it a bit more of a flat pacing because you're going hardish up the hill, but then hardish into the wind, or how much harder on the hill are you going than on the flat?
A little bit, just because I want to keep the speed up. Yeah, I mean, I want to keep the speed up.
Yeah.
When I am going down there, like, because in the climbs, you kind of a series of like 3 or 4 minute climbs. Yeah. So you want to keep the speed on the climbs and then recover when you can as well. Okay. On the bends, there's quite a few sharp bends and technical sections. Okay. Don't panic, just take a breather. Yeah. And get what you recover.
And then the last climb up, where's it go up to?
It goes up Winster, basically.
Oh yeah, and then it comes down Winster. So are you riding as if the finish is at the top of Winster and just flat out to the top? Got it. So the last like mile or two, is it down Windsor, or is it 3 miles or so?
About 3 miles, so it's like a mile down Windsor and then it's like a mile and a half false flat. Yeah. But it's fast, and you'll have a bit of tailly down there as well.
So you don't need too much gas left in the tank, you need to have emptied it on the slower bits earlier on.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I will give you a shout when you come past. Have a good ride. And yeah, enjoy. We'll see you then. So you might have seen in the cycling world, there's been a lot of hype this year in Calpe. There's a climb called, and I've completely forgotten what it's called. What's the main climb in Calpe?
Col de Rats.
Col de Rats. There's been a bit of hype around the KOM. So we've been looking at the segment this week, me and a few lads in the club, seeing Van der Poel have a crack. Campenarts has had a crack, yes. Pogačar has had a crack. Adam, they're all about 10 seconds slower than you.
Yeah.
You must have time 13, 20 something, yeah. I think you've got 10 seconds on Pogačar and about 12 on Campenarts.
So I did a bit of a lead out there. So about 7 of us got there. You need to get there early. Yeah. So you need to get there about 8 in the morning. Yeah. And if you imagine, it's about that time of year, it's still dark when you're setting out. Get there early, you get a tailwind first in the morning, changes to a headwind about 10 o'clock every tidal. Well,
Campenarts had a camera car in front of him, so I think that's incredible. Awesome ride.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, to be fair, I didn't do big power. I done a bit like I did 400 watts odd.
Okay.
Average.
30 minutes, yeah.
But it was one of them where you obviously going a lot harder at one point than you have to, then at some point you ride 60 watts in steep bits.
Yeah. Well, you're still 5th overall, so
5th overall.
Awesome. Right. Yeah. Not bad at all. Anyway, let's get his time trial done. Okay, so I always share the rough with the smooth on this channel, so this is a little bit rough. Obviously, I'm back at home now. I'm okay, but today did not go to plan. I'm going to come on to that in a second. Elizabeth, what on earth is going off in this house?
Just buying stuff again.
What are you buying?
Ornaments, Mother's Day present for Mum, cat food.
Brilliant. Well, I think collectively we're more excited about the cat food than all that. Does that count as a bike?
This is a new bike.
Bike with a plant pot on it?
Yep, for outside.
Brilliant. Anyway, you're in good books today, aren't you, Liz?
Yeah.
Why are you in good books?
So I had to rescue you again.
Right. Let me sit down.
Again.
Let me sit down and tell you the story. Today didn't go to plan, but I did beat Adam Kenway. So, there you go. Maybe I'm a bit of a machine. Right, so this week has been, you know, a tough old week. I'm still shaking this cold. I feel absolutely fine now, but I still feel a little bit drained. So last night I went out on the club chain gang and didn't eat tea before I went out, and I pretty much like bonked in the last like 5 miles or so. I just felt terrible. I ate and drank after that, of course, but I think that takes a day or two to recover from. So today I rode out for about 75 minutes to the TT, started off, and as Adam said, I didn't go too hard on the flat bit. And then the first climb that was 10-15 minutes long, it's probably got closer to 16 or 17 minutes for me. I rode at close to threshold. If anything, I wanted to ride above threshold, but I just couldn't, and that felt like it was absolutely flat out. I then got to the top of the climb, and it was almost like I got like a completely blown up, and I couldn't even hold zone 2 power. It was like I was half laughing to myself at how bad it was, but it just is what it is. I didn't want to pull the pin because like it's only a club TT, and like, I might as well go around. By the time that had happened, I was like halfway around anyway, so I thought I might as well carry on. But I just sort of tried to get aero for the first bit, and then I thought, okay, I'll just try and give myself 2 or 3 minutes, and then pick it back up again. And then my legs just didn't make a return, so I just sort of spun it in, and somebody else had stopped and punctured, so I stopped and checked if he was all right. Adam had a mechanical, that's why I beat him. He got stuck in one gear, so I stopped and offered absolutely no support to him. And then, what else? I got to the finish, and the segment finished about half a mile before there were any other people, so I just kept rolling down this road. And I saw some like marshals and some cyclists stood around chatting. So I pulled over to the left down a little like lay-by. Thought, brilliant, I'll just pull over here, have a chat with the guys. You know, just because I've had a bad ride doesn't mean everybody else has. And some people had great rides and stuff, so it's good to talk to them about it. And then after about 10-15 minutes, one of the marshals turned around and said, "Are you number whatever?" And I said, "No, I'm number 3. They said, "Oh, you haven't actually gone through the finish," because the finish was like 2 meters past this road that I'd pulled into. I said, "Oh, sorry, no, not a problem. Don't worry about it." I said, "Everything all right?" They said, "Yeah, fine." And I thought, okay, they've just given me like a finish time. I've pulled in here, like they've just stopped the clock there or whatever. Not that it matters really. So I took my number off, gave my number back, had another 10-15 minutes just talking to people. And I thought, right, I'd messaged Liz and asked her very politely to come and pick me up because it was 17 miles away from home, and I'd had a tailwind out, so it would have been a block headwind back. I was getting a bit cold. I was, needed something to eat and drink, so I thought, okay, let's pick me up. Anyway, so I pulled out that little side street thing, got back on the road, and as I rolled over what was the finish line, the marshal shouted out, not shouted to me, just said to the other person there, 1:40 something. So they didn't give me a time until I got out past the finish line, which I know that's the rules, I know. So yeah, I don't think I'll have placed I wouldn't have placed anywhere in the top anyway, but that because of that particularly, I don't think I'd have been towards the top. But it is what it is. It's just not one of those days. I think if I can tick that off today, I think I'll put some time Strava about this. If that can be my bad legs day of the year, I'm happy for it to be on just a local club TT. So hopefully the rest of the year is going to be better than that. But it just reiterates that when you empty yourself or have a bad ride, it does take a day or two to pull yourself back together. So there we go. Anyway, so that is it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please do hit the subscribe button down below. Excuse me. I'm also going to leave a link to the Zwift ride tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Please do come along and join. It's just an event, so you just tick attending. I don't think I'm going to do a Zoom call. I'm just going to do chatting in the companion app because there's too many things going off. I can't multitask. But it'd be really cool to see some people there. I think Harry's coming along as well, so we're just going to talk about, well, whatever you want really. So feel free to, fire us any questions in the companion app. Look forward to seeing some of you guys and girls there. See you later. Oh my God.
What present did you get today?
Present?
Yeah. What have you had?
I don't know. Oh, I've had a new mop. Let's cover that in another video. Can't do too much in one. Can't do too much in one. I have to keep that. I've had a new mop. See you later.